Summit Advisors, we have some goals for our first-year students, and as part of our team, we hope you as SPAs are also using your interactions with students to help them reach these same goals. First, we want our students to believe they belong in our community. This is such an important thing in their first semester of college, to feel like they matter, to feel like people like them are a welcome and integral part of this community. This sense of mattering and belonging is one of the most important things to students who decide to return to Agnes Scott for their sophomore year. That feeling comes from multiple factors, including feeling like someone is interested in you or notices you. Doesn't that fit it pretty neatly into your SPA role? It wouldn't be so hard to make sure every first year on campus gets at least some outreach that makes them feel noticed. It can also come from the feeling that another person cares about what you want or what you think, or that a person is proud of your accomplishments. Finally, real belonging or mattering happens when a student feels like they can depend on someone else on campus. This is where I want to reinforce the idea of boundaries. I am not suggesting that you need to fulfill all of these needs for your students. You also should not be the only person doing this. And because it's Agnes Scott, a warm and wonderful community, you won't be the only person doing this outreach and connecting with your students. Their sense of belonging does not entirely fall on you. But when you're reaching out to them anyway, or talking to them in a group setting, or sending emails, it's important to be conscious of the ways that your words can help them feel like they matter to you. Another element of belonging is about the inclusivity of our campus community. Students want to see other people like them here in our community across so many different dimensions. You as SPAs are one great way to showcase the diverse ways that people achieve academic success, and the diverse goals people set for themselves, and the multiplicity of ways people can be excellent students. Remember that diversity includes valuing multiple learning preferences, multiple time management styles, and tendencies towards procrastination, not just the identities you can speak to. A second goal is to help our students believe they are capable of meeting their academic goals. We want students to feel empowered to make choices about their academic journey, and empowered to rise to the challenges that their education will provide. This is sometimes called having a growth mindset, meaning that intelligence is a skill that can be built. You can actually get better at learning, and you can get smarter. Success can and mostly does result from putting in consistent and effective work, rather than something you're just born with, right? Intelligence isn't what you're good at, but it's how you work at what you want. Scientists and psychologists who study learning and the brain have shown us that intelligence is about how you use your brain. There have been brain imaging studies that show that people can literally grow their physical brain based on patterns of repeated use. Students who recognize this are more resilient and better able to navigate academic challenges. What's key here is to approach learning strategically. You can't just keep studying the same way if it isn't working. Try something new, ask for help. We want to emphasize this to our first-year students. Also key here is the reminder that something like failing a test or a quiz is not a reflection on who our students are as people. It's a reflection on how effective their learning and their studying have been so far. There is room to change, there's room to improve, if they're willing to figure out a new way to approach their learning. Third, we want our students to believe in the power and the importance of a liberal arts education. They've chosen Agnes Scott, but they don't all understand what is special about the liberal arts. We want them to explore courses and ideas broadly and make lots of connections. This might mean seeing connections between content from their Anthropology 101 class and their Spanish 201 class. This might mean making connections between their courses and their own lives, like in a psychology class where you all of a sudden begin diagnosing all of your friends with mental health issues. Ultimately, we want them to choose an academic path that is meaningful to them and to see connections between all of the courses they've taken and the goals they've chosen for themselves. In their first semester, this might just mean helping them see the value or the transferable skills in their LDR class, or reminding them that their college education is more than just taking classes for their major. It might be sharing how you've been able to explore and pursue diverse interests, or talking about how and why you've chosen the courses and the majors that you've ended up in.